All right, y'all, welcome back. Today's title, bulking versus cutting. What's best for muscle building? This is a good one. This is a great question because should you bulk or cut if your goal is to build muscle? This is one of the big ass questions in fitness, and the answer depends on your current body composition and training goals. In this video, I'll break down pros and cons of building and cutting, how to decide which phase you need, and how to maximize growth no matter which path you take. All right. So commonly asked question is, what is bulking? Bulking is when you eat in a caloric surplus, meaning eating more than you burn to gain muscle mass. All right. And you might want to know, how do you bulk, right? This is commonly asked questions for, new people to the gym or people that's just been doing it for a while. How to bulk. All you're doing is increasing daily calories by 250 to 500, right? Calories. You're increasing daily calories by 250 to 500. Aim for at least 0.5 to 1 pound of weight gain per week. That's a great way. Eat at least 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So at least one gram to, I'm not even gonna say two, just 1.2 grams per pound of body weight of protein, just to keep that muscle mass. All right. And focus, I'm burping here. Focus on progressive overload with heavy compound lifts. So the benefits of doing this is it builds muscle faster. It builds muscle faster due to increased caloric intake. It provides more energy for intense workouts, and that's a fact. Because if you ever try to work out on a low-calorie diet, like fasted, you didn't eat for the day, trust me, the energy is dumb low. And it supports strength gains. That's why you see a lot of bodybuilders on their off season, they get fat because they're in a surplus, and then when they cut down, you able to see more muscle. That's the reason why people just go on bulks and shit like that. The drawbacks is you already know you likely gain mad fat, right? It's possible. Matter of fact, you're gonna gain fat. Period. You're gonna feel bloated and sluggish because you're overeating. And best for skinny dudes. Looking to maximize and strength. So it's best for skinny dudes or individuals. Best for skinny dudes looking to maximize on their muscle and strength gains. All right. So what is cutting? Cutting is when you eat in a caloric deficit.
Right. So upright
you
rows
basically
target your
just
side
eating less
delts
calories,
and your upper traps. Two muscle groups
to reduce body fat while maintaining
change
muscle.
how you look
right?
in a t-shirt.
A lot of
and
us
I know
are
that's what
cutting
you want. You're
right
gonna look
now
like Brock
due
Lesnar
to the weather change,
from
right?
the wrestling
Winter
back
is
in the
over.
days.
We're now
you look
in
wider,
spring,
more
summer.
powerful,
As it gets warmer,
and
we
less
want to
like
start
the
cutting.
skinny dude
So
that you're used to looking
this is
like.
that time, right?
Next is the side lateral raises.
You want to
It hits the
reduce
medial
your
head,
daily
the
calories
muscles
by
that gives you the
250
wide
to
V-taper
500.
look. When you grow this area,
So you could
your
at
whole
least
frame
lose
looks
half
bigger,
pound to a pound
even
of
if you're
fat
still skinny.
every week.
Remember that. So
What you want to do
need
is
to
maintain
do
the
is
protein, right?
90%
That
of
1
guys
gram per
just
body
really mess
weight,
this
one
up. So
1 gram,
using
1.2
too much
or
weight
above, right?
is
More
why
protein, the
your
better,
shit
because the
ain't growing.
protein builds the
Swinging the
muscles.
body, shrugging and turning into
You
a
want to
trap
continue keep
exercise.
lifting
You
heavy.
gotta focus, guys.
Avoid switching to
Remember,
light weights and high
focus.
reps.
When you're doing
Because you
delts,
want to
you want to
just keep
hit just the
that
delts.
muscle
So
mass
use
on you.
light to moderate weight, slight bend in the
The
elbows,
benefits of
raise
this is
your
just
arms
improves
out to the
definition.
side,
That
about
nice
shoulder height.
aesthetics that everybody's
Don't swing your
chasing.
bounce,
That
control every rep. Think,
lean muscle.
lead with my
that Frank
elbows,
Zane physique.
not with my hands. You're not trying to lift heavy.
And it definitely
You're
does
just
help
trying
you
to
get
isolate
lean
and
while
burn the
maintaining
side
strength.
delts.
and it
All
boosts
right.
your overall
So you're
body
gonna do this
composition. The
4
drawbacks
sets,
is, I mean,
10
it's
to
harder to
12
build muscle in a
reps.
caloric deficit.
Keep your rest
You should
time
already know that.
short,
You're not gonna have the
straight to
same
the point.
muscle mass,
All
but that
right.
muscle is gonna
You want
just
that
be more
aesthetic look?
defined. And it
These two
reduces the energy levels
exercises
of your
are going to get
performance
you that
because you're in a
aesthetics that
caloric
you want.
deficit. You're not
If you
having
like this type of content, make
the
sure you
same
like,
amount of
comment,
carbs
subscribe,
and
and I'll see
everything
you on the
else,
next one.
fats that you would
Peace.
have while bulking. And this is best for people that's like with higher body fat, 15 to 25%, 15% for men, 25% for women, or people that's like, you're just prepping for a leaner look, which a lot of us are, right? We're not prepping for, not everybody's prepping for a bodybuilding competition. You just want to look good, you know what I mean? Which is reasonable and understandable. Which is better for muscle building? I mean, for max muscle growth, I would say bulking because like I said, you just got, it's better for building muscle because you need a caloric surplus to fuel the muscles, the protein synthesis and strength gains. You know what I mean? Like you just got more energy to really just go harder. You can't maximize muscle growth while cutting because your body doesn't have enough excess energy to build that tissue. For lean gains, a slow bulk. You know what I mean? You just real lean bulk with a small caloric surplus minimizes like fat gain, but it still builds muscle as well. A cut helps you reveal muscle definition. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I need to see more definition, but it isn't really ideal for adding size. You know what I mean? When you cut and you're not gonna add size, but you will add that definition in cuts, and you'll look better. And people might even think you're getting bigger because you're just leaner and the muscle, the definition, everything is showing. When the bulk versus cut, all right. So basically, you're gonna bulk if your body fat is low to moderate, under 15% for men. And it really depends on you. Most people bulk in the wintertime, because you're gonna be bundled up, especially in, the tri-state area where it's cold and shit, or you're in an area where it's cold, you want to bundle up, polar bear season. You know what I mean? You want to bundle up. Um, if if you feel weak or have trouble gaining size, that's when you definitely want to bulk up. I was one of those hard gainers. I ain't gonna lie. I was 130 for years, and once I learned how to bulk, it's up and it's stuck. It was like once you learn how to bulk and learn how to cut, I mean, nobody can tell you nothing. Like you got the blueprint, you got the formula to look exactly how you want to look. You can sculpt your body how you want it to look. You don't even have to listen to outside noise anymore. You just focus on what you need to do. Um, but bulk if you're willing to like accept slight fat gain because that just comes with it. Exchange for muscle growth. You know what I mean? You're gonna build muscle, but you're gonna put on fat. Now cut if you're fat. Your fat is higher than 15%, especially for men. If your fat is higher than 15%, you could start cutting. Or really, bottom line is, it depends on how you want to look. You know what I mean? Because I know some guys that they still look good they still confident at 20% body fat. Really, if you're one of those people that's not taking off your shirt, especially in the winter, fall, you wearing a nice tight shirt and you got a dope chest and nice arms, yo, ain't nobody telling you nothing. Everybody's gonna say, damn, he looks good regardless, right? So it really just depends on you, you know what I mean? But if you're really trying to reveal that muscle definition and you want to see that nice lean, aesthetic build, is when you should be cutting. But bottom line is, you have to do what's best for you. You know what I mean? Some people don't feel good looking so lean. They probably don't feel comfortable like that. They want to have a little size on them. So, just do what's best for you. If you finish the bulk and want to reduce fat without losing muscle, those are reasons you should cut as well. The best strategy for most lifters, start with a clean bulk, guys. I know there's people on the internet telling you dirty bulk, eat whatever the fuck you want. That's not for everybody. Start with a clean bulk until you reach around 15% body fat, and then switch to a cut to drop fat and reveal muscle definition. That's like the perfect way to do it. And then repeat the bulk cut cycle, adjusting based on your goals, you know? And these are things that, like I said, you know, you're untouchable once you get this formula down. And bottom line, the conclusion is, if your goal is to maximize muscle growth, start with the bulk, but keep it controlled to avoid unnecessary fat gain. If you want to get lean and define your muscles, switch to a cut, but maintain your strength. Let me know in the comment section if you're currently bulking or cutting. And don't forget to leave a like, comment. Please comment, because a comment makes me do these dope ass videos, and subscribe. And if you like these voiceover videos, please let me know. It's just something different. But if you like the voiceover videos, I'll continue to do them. Please, let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. Share it with your friends. Subscribe, like, everything. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. This is how to get jacked.